Hi everyone, and welcome to week 7. Here we are at the end. Maybe you'll be able to take a deep breath and relax for a week in between this course and the next course that you're taking. I hope so anyway. So this week we are focused on, again, using multiple dimensions, and this time we are going to pay attention to Anita. You've seen Anita before in other courses, but this time we're going to look at Anita from a trauma perspective. So let's start with learning resources. We have an article by Dr. Burrell, our own, and Andrew Subert, who's just amazing. They wrote an article together about using EMDR and people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And so as we are working toward becoming, as you are maybe, becoming trauma therapists, you want to learn as much as you can about therapies, but also as much as you can about people, and then as much as you can about the individual, because all of those things come into play. So if we're working with somebody with ID, not everybody is the same. Some people can speak, some people cannot. Some people can tie their shoes, some people cannot. Neither of those things match up with each other. Somebody that can't tie their shoes could take college courses. I've known people to do that. And so I think it's a really meaningful article. Perry and Salzfitz, the chapter for this week is Healing Communities. And then Rothschild, chapters 5 through 7. You're not necessarily reading them all. Hopefully you've read most of these already. And Van der Kolk, chapters 13 to 20. And the reason is you're going to take some information from each of those authors and apply it to Anita and her family, or Anita and or her family. Okay, technique demonstration. This is some information about the trauma certificate. So the deadline to apply is at the end of the course. The person that you want to get in touch with is all described here, what you want to do. There's an interview process. And a number of people take the certificate and, benefit in their job from having it. It's not a certification, though. It's strictly a certificate. All right, so we're going to look at Anita. And here you just click on this, and this is going to give you the shared case that'll open it up for you. And you're going to look at Anita from a therapeutic perspective, from a micro, meso, and macro, and also a therapeutic process. And we're looking at the impact of these dimensions to the person, to Anita. So each of you will be addressing the therapeutic approaches, and you're going to begin with. So you're doing two things. First, you're going to, let's look at this. First, you're going to describe behavioral manifestations. What does Anita do? What are her signs and symptoms that you might want to address therapeutically? These behavior signs and symptoms might very well be an outward expression of an underlying condition. Then you want to go to Rothschild and read those chapters 5 to 7 and choose one somatic approach. What does she say could be helpful to a person's, to calming down a person's body? Okay? Then move on to Van der Kolk and look at what Van der Kolk says. Choose one therapy approach that Van der Kolk covers in chapters 13 to 20, because you want to apply these to Anita. which ones do you think would be most helpful to Anita? One somatic approach, one therapeutic approach. And then you're going to name them, each of them, and explain why you chose them, including citations and references from Rothschild and van der Kolk. And then describe how you think each of these approaches, somatic and therapy, will help Anita and her family to cope and with their trauma. On a micro level, how will it help Anita, relating it to Anita's own experiences? How would it help Anita operate in a group or the community around? How would Anita, these therapies help Anita to manage on a macro level? Does that make sense? So 3 things: behavior, signs, and symptoms, a somatic and therapy approach that you would choose to treat Anita, and why, using citations and references, and then how you think each of these, so you'll do them separately: somatic approach, micro, meso, macro; therapeutic approach, micro, meso, macro. How will these help Anita in each of these dimensions? Okay? You're going to make one response to one of your classmates. Here is an optional discussion. If you'd like to say something to your fellow classmates, something you want to thank them for, anything you want, this is an ungraded assignment. It's just here as an option. You can do that. And then we have, somebody already posted. Very nice. And then we have 4 technique demonstrations. So you can end the course practicing some self-care. So let's just go back to modules so we can see all 4. Oops, went past it. Okay. Nuha, Jessie, Kirsten, Tawanza are each going to share their video and their written instructions here. And then they, as everybody else has, the 4 of you will also come here and upload your written instructions that have your video link on it, so that I can grade it. And here is your 3rd and final journal for the course. And this journal looks at an overview of the course. You're going to talk about what you learned from the reading material or the videos, or okay. There's instructions in the I did a video instruction in the overall major assignments. Okay, so what happens next? Well, first I just want to say thank you. I know this has been especially rough. The students that I have in online classes, well, in one of the online classes, they've already taken online courses before. The other course I teach is their very first experience in the online program. So they haven't been at Widener, they haven't been online, they haven't been in Canvas, so they struggle a lot. Well, some of them do. They don't always struggle for very long, though. I want to thank you, though, for hanging in there throughout this semester as we've worked through all kinds of material that could even be traumatizing in and of itself. And then that is situated in the middle of our pandemic and the deaths of some people that never should have died, that have resulted in some unsafe situations for some of you, and for others it has put us in a position of really carefully thinking about how we really carefully think about race and protests and so on, okay? I stay in the course until everything is graded. and the course ends on Sunday. Although, once the technique demonstrations are up, you can go ahead and comment on them whenever you choose. You are able to, go in and post whenever you want. You just have to wait a little bit to put in your response. You can write your third journal whenever you choose and upload that. So you could potentially be done with the course by Thursday if you choose. I stay in the course until after Sunday because I will be grading Monday and Tuesday. Hopefully I'll be done by the end of Tuesday because I have to upload grades by Wednesday night. Oh, hiccups. Okay. And so once again, I just want to say thank you for everything that you've brought into this course, all of your experience, all of your thoughts, and all of the technique demonstrations, which I think help us with self-care. I know I certainly have benefited from everyone, and I look forward to the last 4 too. Okay, so thank you, and bye, but not really bye because I'll be around. Thank you.